Hey guys, I'm Kristen from Rage Against the Minivan.
And I'm Sarah from Whirl.
And we are recapping The Bachelor. It's the season with Juan Pablo. This is episode 5.
Yeah.
Alright, so we start with Renee's date.
Yes. Well, first of all, before Renee's date,
Yeah,
they are just kind of talking to Juan Pablo at the first, and he mentions keeping his eyes wide open. And I have to make a comment, and I hope it doesn't seem rude, but when we did our last video, someone commented on the video about his eyes, and I had to agree that he's a little cross-eyed.
He is. I have noticed that as well.
He is. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, or maybe they're just so closely set together, but when you look at him, he kind of has like one crossed eye.
I have totally noticed that.
Okay, I didn't know if I was the only one that noticed that.
Yes.
Maybe another girl, but anyway, yeah. So he goes on this date with Renee.
The gorgeous single mom.
Yes.
I really like her.
I really like her, but I don't think she's really pretty.
Are you serious?
I don't know why.
I think she's
love her.
prettiest.
She's like, really?
Yes. That's so funny.
She has really pretty eyes.
Obviously, if beauty's objective, I think she's the most pretty in the house.
I think she's the most pretty soul, that's for sure. Like, I mean, she is such a lovely person.
So funny. And I love her style. I feel like she dresses really cute.
Yeah.
I love her.
But so they go on that date, and they go, what, in the market, she gets a dress made. And what else happens on that date?
Well, you know, they go to the typical dinner, and then he is saying that he won't kiss her because she has a son.
Right, right.
Juan Pablo, I just feel like he is revealing his misogyny throughout the season, because he won't kiss her because she has a son, but he has a daughter and is kissing
everyone,
multiple people.
He's really wearing on me.
He is really wearing on me.
When she was getting that dress, when she was getting measured, did you notice how he hovered when she was being measured? And he like made a comment about her number.
Yeah,
he was like 36 or something like that. I'm like, who does that? That's so weird. Like, you just like, I just thought that was so weird.
He's just seeming douchier by the minute.
He really is.
So he doesn't want to kiss her because he wants to respect her because she's a mom, even though he's a dad. So clearly he has different boundaries for men versus women. Right. And moms or some, like, they can't be sexual or something.
Right.
And then he finally does kiss her, but when he kisses her, it's like she's talking about her son,
and he like shuts her up.
Shuts her up.
And that wasn't even the date. That was like at the rose ceremony, right? Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. That was later.
Later, but still, yes.
And she thought that was romantic, but I was like, no, that's bullshit.
Did you notice how she said that, like, she liked him so much it made her palms hurt? Yes. I've never heard it. Do your palms hurt when you're in love? I mean, no. I thought it was so weird. Like, what do you mean palms hurting?
Her palms probably hurt because he's so controlling and weird.
Yeah. So, okay. So, and then, so they break away from that, their date. And then you see Andy's pissed.
Yes.
Because she wanted the one-on-one date. She hasn't had one yet. And then they announced the group date, and she is like, mother effer.
Which I get it. Although, I mean, she is pissed, but like Danielle, curly hair, has the right to be pissed too. Like, there's other girls that have gotten there.
Yeah. But I feel like of the girls that have not had a group date, she has the most connection.
It does seem like that.
And then she asks him, and he's like, just trust me.
Yeah.
So maybe he like really, really, really likes her. He knows that she's gonna go far, but he's just trying to like test drive all these other ones, I guess. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they go on the group date. They get on those weird boats. No one wants to partner up with Claire, so Claire ends up in the boat with him, and they end up like in the whatever.
In the bush.
In the bush.
Okay, that kiss was weird too. It felt like she was not balanced, and he was kind of attacking her.
Yeah, totally did. Like, you saw her legs.
Yeah,
she was like core strength. Yeah. Like trying to like keep herself up because he was like going at her like a wild animal. That man.
And that whole date, I mean, all the girls were pissed because Claire was getting all of the alone time, and they were joking like they were on an individual date. Right. And it was like that. It was super bizarre that he wasn't picking up on that vibe, that he was spending so much time and attention on her. Yeah. Then, okay, the weirdest part of this group date is that the end time, he takes all the women off separately. Right. And he takes Claire to his apartment on a group date. To go swimming. To go swimming? Like, that doesn't even make sense. That would take a long time. I know, and then you're going to get your hair wet and you've got to dry off. Like, that was bizarro. That was weird, and he really is basically, like, I love how he's just like, oh, I can't kiss Renee, but, I mean, that group date, he's just making out with everybody, I felt like. You know, it was like, he was kissing everyone
whatever. I mean,
but Renee needs to
everyone,
set a good example as a mom. But I'm gonna like let Claire straddle me in a pool.
Straddle.
And then I'm gonna take another girl to the beach and I mean, that guy, he's.
I just love how he said, Claire's really opened up a little bit tonight. I'm like, yeah, open the legs. Because, I mean, the straddling in the pool, and then, I mean, of course, the night swim in the ocean. Which this was,
oh my
this
gosh.
was like, this is it. This is my line at this point. When they go do that, and then at the end, when he's like making it seem like it was all her. She went to the door. She said, let's go swim in the ocean. He was like, let me get my swim trunks. And goes running out there. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, it's just not bad. I mean, that's when I finally was like, Juan Pablo, I cannot take you anymore.
Oh, I know.
You are such a hypocrite.
I completely agree. I lost all respect for him. Not to mention, he took her to his apartment so she could see where it was. If that is not a tease, I don't know what is.
And got in the pool with her and let her straddle him in the pool. Well, your daughter's going to see that too. Yeah. So why is it so different that it's because she asked you? I mean, that was lame.
Oh my gosh. And then when he and Claire, okay, another thing. When he and Claire were talking and he was kind of blaming her and then she got really tearful, he comes this close to her face and is like, holding her chin, can you stop crying for me, please? Can you stop crying? And I'm like, I mean, as a therapist, my like domestic violence red flags are going off. Like, you don't, I mean, who does that?
Yeah, I know.
If someone's
Personal
upset,
space,
you don't get in their face and tell them to stop crying. Like,
I don't know.
Boundaries.
I don't know. Yeah, boundaries. And like he is just being a total hypocrite. It's just, I mean, it's so blaring, it's so evident. And also even like this morning I was taking my kids to school. I can't remember, I was listening to some radio station. But anyway, the DJ or whatever was talking about the same thing, and this guy was just like, I can't even watch this anymore. Like this, I mean, Juan Pablo is just making a ass out of himself.
He is my least favorite Bachelor, and I
wanted to like him. I thought I was gonna love him.
I just don't believe that he actually wants to be married. I mean, to me, he just seems like a total narcissist playboy.
No.
Rico Suave, and I say that not because he's Latino. I say that because that's just, he just thinks he's so smooth, and he acts like every girl is just so lucky to be in his presence. And when he gets the rose and like gives it to them, there's no humility. It's like, I'm bequeathing this to you.
I know. Okay. Okay, so that group date was lame, pretty much, you know, the ocean swim, whatever. Although I will say that when they did the previews, they totally make it seem like they like hooked up, which they didn't. But
yeah,
I mean, you couldn't hook up in that ocean. Did you see those waves?
I don't know who can do that. I think that's just things that happen in movies.
Immense core strength. If you make that happen.
I don't think that could happen.
Okay,
plus they would have filmed it. I mean, this is The Bachelor.
Oh,
like if
totally.
they got
they would have made like the noises. They've done that in the past. Where you hear the like, oh god. Okay,
I think that's true.
Okay, so that's over, and so then Nikki gets to go on the date where they descend into hell. And I was not feeling her hair. I felt like it was very like Goddess Athena goes to Coachella. Like I was just like, why are you wearing that headband
to a cave?
To a cave. You're gonna go I know she didn't know.
Yeah.
But like I mean, I know it's just a little detail, but I couldn't get past it. I was just staring at it, and I was like, how does that headband fit into that like roll, which goes into the side pony? I mean, it was maybe I should do like a tutorial on this or something, because I mean, it was very, very detailed.
I love that you're like just completely distracted by the hair. Can't
I was like,
why?
Why? Okay, so anyway, so they go to this thing, and of course she's scared of heights, and I can't do this. It's the same old, every time. I'm so scared, but the man talks me into doing it, and we do it for love, and now we bond, and we can be married now because we can, you know.
And then she's, of course, repeating stuff that you know the writers have given her. So she says something like, you know, we went into hell, but when he kissed me, it felt more like heaven. And
oh, God.
Some Bachelor writer is sitting, like, self-congratulatory, like, oh, yeah. It's like, the worst writing. If you're going to put words in their mouth.
I know.
Better writers.
I know.
Stupid. And then, you know, just the you're right, the fairy tale and the trust, and now we're so bonded.
It's so boring.
I mean, and then the way he kissed her when she was, like, trying to get down, again, it's like he has no compassion or, like, who wants to be kissed when you're, like, in total fear?
Right.
That's like when you're in labor and your husband tries to kiss you and you're like, get off me!
Get off me!
Totally. Like, she's concentrating and, like, summoning her strength, and he's like, oh, lady.
It's so true. Like, it's just, he just doesn't, it's no compassion. There's, like, no empathy. It's like he lacks that empathy a little bit. Like, and just, oh, I'm going for it because this is, or she wants it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think he's one of those guys that's like, oh, you know you want it.
I totally
hate to say that, but I really do feel like he's that way.
And then if he changes his mind, he'll blame her later.
Oh, totally. I mean, we saw it right there. Okay, so then after they, descend to hell and kissy kiss, they have their dinner, and I do feel like, you know, she's got her head on straight.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about her. I mean, of course, she had all the drama with the girls in the house, but like when she was talking, I'm like, you know, she seems like an intelligent person.
I don't dislike her.
I don't dislike her, but I still don't know why I don't love her. I don't really even know who I love anymore. I still like Andy.
I like Andy, and I like Renee.
I like Renee too. Yes,
but
Renee and Andy.
This is what's weird. I like them so much that I don't want them to be with him because he's horrible and they can do better.
He is not going to end up with Renee. I can tell you that right now. As much as I love her, I can just, because that's the thing. I think he's using it as an excuse, like that date. He never kissed her. You know what? Here's the thing. If a guy wants to kiss a girl, he's going to kiss her. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're out, screw the whole, oh, but your son, because it just, like we said, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense. You know, he's acting the opposite of that most of the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't think that's gonna last much longer. No. I don't think she's like saucy enough for him.
I agree with that.
You know?
I agree with that. But I really just think a smart girl is not going to tolerate him for very long.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. Andy seems smart.
I mean, you can only look at him with his shirt off, you know, watch him kick a ball around for a while, and it's like, I'm so bored. Exactly. Okay, so then, whatever, they end up kissing. She's like, I love him, whatever. Oh my God, I'm sorry, this is backed up, but did you, I don't know what made me think of this. Charlene, when they're on the group date, she said the weirdest quote. Hold on.
She did.
I want to be the panda bear in the room with brown bears. Is that a reference from a book I don't know or something? Or
I have never heard that before.
I want to be the panda bear in the midst of all these brown bears.
It reminds me of last season, some girl said something like, I'm never going to lose my sparkle. Like, one of those things you just tell yourself, like, your parents said to you to make you feel like a special snowflake.
I totally remember the sparkle.
And guess what, Charlene? That was everyone's a panda in their own way.
And we haven't even really talked about Charlene. And once again, she's like, I feel the chemistry, but I'm not sure about our connection. It's that same wishy-washy. She goes and sits with them, you know, at the group date, and she's wearing like that dress that's like basically down to her butt crack.
Yes.
In the back, and she's like trying to.
Okay, but here's the thing I've decided.
What?
I think she and Juan Pablo are actually really similar. I think they're both narcissists.
I think you're right.
I think they both think they're the shit.
Yes.
They're in a field where they get a lot of adulation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Where they're, you know.
Yes.
Have people who love them and admire them, and they revel in the admiration.
You're right.
And they don't have a good sense of like other people's feelings.
Yeah, I think you're so right. So they're,
they could end up together.
They could. So, okay, so then after the Nikki's day, they have the cocktail party, and then that's when he pulls his, you know, bullshit to Claire, and I just feel uncomfortable. Oh my God. And then she starts bawling, and then everybody's like, why is she crying? Oh, my allergies are crazy, my allergies. It's crazy, girl. Allergies, girl. And that just, I was very bored with that. I was totally falling asleep, because I'm like, this is just so stupid. It's like they're just trying to add the drama.
I know. And then I can't even watch that prolonged rose ceremony.
No, I just fast forward
to
the end and then just see what they say at the end.
So who left? Danielle. Who never got any airtime.
No, I mean, who is that person?
Yeah.
The other dog lover, which we knew it was time for her to go.
And the girl who looked like Andy that wasn't Andy that was never on either.
That's the one I always say. The girl looks like Andy, who's the nanny from Chicago.
The one where you're like, wait, is there ombre in her hair? No, it's not Andy.
Exactly. So she goes, everybody kind of cries like they do. Oh, and then he starts crying. Yeah. Oh, that was just the straw on the camel's back. I mean, he's like, he never even talked to those three girls. I never even saw him look at those three girls. It's so hard to let these girls go. I mean, that was so. I mean, make it cry about something that, like, you know, we know matters to you, not these three women that you never even talk to. That was just like, I mean, I am like double thumbs down, Juan Pablo. You have got to figure this out, man.
Yeah.
Be a better salesperson. I mean, obviously, you just gotta have to turn it on the right way, though. Your charm, it's not working. You're messing up. He needs to get like a spiritual bachelor coach.
Seriously, those abs can only take him so far.
Right. He's gonna have to figure out a plan.
Yeah.
Because you're losing all of us. We're gone. Gone. All right. So next week. Anything good happen in those things?
Nothing super
exciting. A
exciting.
lot of making out. A lot of making out. All right. So what did you guys think of this episode?
And are we the only people losing faith in Juan Pablo, or is this like...
We need to know. Let us know.